We're putting some fresh water.
You get me some? I love fresh water.
Welcome to Jacked Radio with Afrojack.
Heck yeah. Go back control.
This is Afrojack. Let's get jacked.
I do it real fast.
You're listening to Jacked Radio.
Maybe I could do that combo now. The most quarter circle forward ones.
This is Jacked Radio.
Probably not.
What up, party people? This is Afrojack and this is Jacked Radio. Let's get into the mix.
You're listening to Jacked Radio with Afrojack.
Round one. Fight.
Lucky girl, she got married to a boy like you. She kick you out if she ever you. Out all the you tell me that you do.
Not letting go, yo. Oh, it's a 3, not a 4. I haven't played Paul for a bit. What's up, Riot? How you doing, Pim? I swear to God. Boom! Oh, big wall splat. Got all his grabs, dude. Doing sick. I'm doing a sick idiot. Boom. Why is my stick wet? Dude. It's very filthy. Oh fuck. Oh, wheel. Damn, I thought I was out of range. My hands reek like fucking bull dick. Dude. Gonna do dragon off shit. Oh god.
In the mix with Afrojack.
Good strings. GG. Isn't that a lie? Hey, bye now. Second one, no. Third one. The fourth one. Oh. He did it again. If he doesn't punish it.
Round 3. Fight.
What days? How you doing? Just chillin', dude. What? Cold out there. Hard out there for a pin. What? I thought I was behind her. Fucked up. Yoshimitsu shit. No. This does like no damage. Like, that's good. Alright, let's play Negan. Play a real character out. My Claudia is so whack. Bunch of whack rappers.
This next song is dedicated to all whack rappers and all the whack people that like and buy their whack music. I think you crazy if you like Jay-Z. Don't change clothes, change the CD. Murphy Lee, what the hook gonna be? Cause you do need a hook and another beat. Jermaine Dupri, you know you wrong. Fucked up Chingy song. Afro motherfucking M.A.N. Can't stand no motherfucking Yin Yang twins. I think Lil Jon and the Eastside Boys is an ignorant, irritating bunch of noise. If you don't give a damn, gon' throw it out. What? If you don't give a damn, gon' throw it out. The window, up against the wall, up against the wall. Laugh when the motherfucker fall. These fools can't rap at all. I never buy a tune from the Neptune when they beat come on. I hope it go off soon. Fabulous. What's fabulous about it? I think
My computer's dying.
Music unbearable. Ripping off the face with that look on his face. Oh man, I rest my case.
I rest my case, dude.
Wow, I hate her so
much right now.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Who gave her a record deal?
Oh my God.
Nas is in the video with Khalees. Jay-Z's in the video with Beyonce. Both of these rappers are whack, yet people talk smack about 40 Belafonte. The music industry is using the slang and trying to play it off like they doing they thing. Come on, Cameron. Oh boy. Dipset. Oh boy. How can you be from a city so black and bust shitty lyrics that's quick, whack? Get back on Khalees. Oh yeah, Khalees. This is what I want you to
does suck, though.
Get on your knees, face me. I got a milkshake
For you, and it's tasty.
Just like your album. Puff Daddy, enough already. Now it's
He Diddy still sounds shitty.
How can your group be called the band?
None of he's an instrument, man.
I don't play. B2K, R&B singers.
B2 gay.
You know they broke up over money. Oh yeah, that's too bad. I don't care. I think it's good. No doubt. They can stop putting
All that bullshit out. What a girl need for the job at a brand new hair weave. What a girl need for a job at a brand new up.
That is all I
Wanna do bump.
That's my song. That's what I wrote down on a piece of paper.
What I wrote down on the piece of paper.
Take that. Real pimps get down on the floor.
On the floor.
See a hoe in the video. I know. Why is David Banner running from the Klan? What happened to the bitches, man?
Pretty sick.
Cadillac on 22s. Why is David Banner taking off his shoes? It's supposed to be about Cadillacs, not David Banner bringing dead people back. Even though it's all good, it might get misunderstood. Damn, Skippy, Mississippi is the hood. Raps I'm writing up, I can't lighten up until these whack ass rappers tighten up. Missy Elliott, she looks like
Holly Berry. That's scary.
Her CD
ain't worth it. Put your money in your pocket and reverse it. Her CD ain't worth it. Put your money in your pocket and reverse it. Wow, I can't believe you do this to me. Missy Elliott makes a bunch of bullshit. Get off me.
Missy Elliott makes a bunch of bullshit.
Missy Elliott makes a bunch of bullshit.
I can't stand her music. Say what? Going in my ear. If you like Missy Elliott,
get the fuck out of here.
I can't stand her music. Going in my ear. If you like Missy Elliott, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Just like the people they attract. Most rappers are whack. Just like the people they attract.
Most rappers
so true, dude. So true. So true. These are all bullshit. Have you seen the videos where they expose these people? Like, these are all bullshit. That's true, dude. I'm not afraid to just come out and be like, this sucks. tell people, I'd be like, this song sucks. You like this song? Ugh. It's fucking horrible. Yeah, there's like a whole big Elder Builders. Yeah. Sunny V2 did
Almost every
video.
single primitive building channel is underpinned by countless different lies, and we've got tons of evidence to prove it. Now we need to put an emphasis on the fact that this is most primitive building channels and certainly not all of them. After sifting through forum post upon forum post about the ways in which these primitive builders lie in order to generate sometimes up to 500 million views per video, users continue to mention one name over and over, crediting him as legitimate amongst the
500 million?
Primitive Technology. The 10.4 million subscriber channel, which is run by an Australian named John Plant, basically invented the primitive construction genre, all the way down to the sound design of silence mixed with rainforest noises, with Primitive Technology even stating in a Reddit AMA that originally it was out of laziness in not putting narration in the videos, but then the silent format became popular, so I kept it that way. When going back to the beginning of these silent relaxing videos, it becomes pretty obvious as to why they're credited as seeming pretty legit in terms of authenticity. Primitive Technology cuts no corners in showing how each stage of the construction is completed legitimately. For example, when examining his very first video, he shows the axe head being sharpened, a log then being cut by the axe, then the logs being crafted together in a way that feels realistic. All of this is accompanied by specific captions explaining what's going on in that very moment, alongside a full description of the build, all the way down to how long the construction process took. His builds never include swimming pools or anything over the top, yet feel impressive as they seem to be on the cutting edge of what is and isn't possible to build by hand. The legitimacy of some of his more impressive builds, such as this brick hut, can be supported by YouTube comments such as this one, which stated, "I actually know John personally. He was a really good friend. We live in the same town, although I haven't seen him since he went viral. I have fond memories of him telling us that he was building huts out bush and had no idea they were so legit, before going on to credit him as a pretty authentic guy from a personal relationship standpoint." All of this is incredibly important to understand, as Primitive Technology's videos set a baseline for what should and shouldn't be achievable in a natural setting. Additionally, Primitive Technology has been kind enough to provide us with a statement, which will be referred to as we look at the channels on the other end of the spectrum, also known as the fakers. The fundamental problem with the genre is that, with so much time between camera cuts, there's plenty of time to set things up illegitimately. And with Primitive Technology's very first video receiving over 44,000 Reddit upvotes and 30 million views, it's no surprise that copycats with less integrity began to pop up left, right, and center. On these channels, the buildings were taller, the slides were longer, and the water was suspiciously more blue.
And to be a blue color, why is it so blue? Probably because they probably spilled dye in something. There's no reason for it to look so blue like that.
Even more interestingly, almost all of these channels range from the exact same area, being Cambodia, Thailand, and Vietnam, yet often geotagged in the United States, claim to be living in the United States, and have their social blade country set to the United States. The overall production and build quality on these channels is arguably far more impressive than the OG Primitive Technology, to the point where you have to ask yourself, are they really creating these structures out of mud and sticks? Well, when you do a little bit of research, the answer to this question is most certainly no. The best evidence for this is found when looking at a 5 million subscriber channel called Primitive Technology Idea, whose failure to cover up the ways in which they fake their videos make them almost comical to watch. Take for example this episode titled Building Underground Water Maze, Crocodile to the Secret Underground House and Swimming Pool, in which the first shot shows two men digging on the surface, then in the next frame they're in an 8-foot trench. Now, if they're digging this deep with sticks, how are they avoiding large rocks and potential tree roots from, you know, the massive line of trees seen just behind them? Are they being assisted by large machinery? Well, we'll get to that in a little bit, but first let's focus on the idea that it's only two people doing these impressively large primitive construction projects. If that's what they were attempting to portray, it probably would have been best not to include the clip where a guy in a white t-shirt is seen working on the project in the background. Yet if it were just these three guys, that still wouldn't be that bad. However, further evidence suggests that they have far more help than this. At the start of the week, a community post was made on this channel in the hope that someone who had worked with one of these primitive builders would be willing to share their experience in doing so. We received countless emails which were all super helpful, yet one email stood out as being incredibly unique. That email was incredibly from one of the cameramen who works for one of these larger Southeast Asian primitive building channels. His name and the channel he works for have both been blurred out, as it'd be a little unfair for him to get in trouble for simply trying to help out, but the email began by stating, "As you may have suspected, it's not as streamlined as the video would suggest. It is a large operation, as you may suspect, with a large team of us behind it." After he then offered to answer any questions we had about the channel, we attempted to figure out how many different people were on the actual construction part of the project from start to finish, to for which he would respond, it is depending on the scale of the project, but no less than 1 dozen or more, before going on to explain that within his team, there is a directive for the act to be done. There is also a high architect to obviously make sure the structure will not collapse and will last long enough to film in, and obviously afterwards many editors are involved. In case an email from someone who works for one of these primitive builders isn't enough evidence, it's time to introduce a different channel called Photo Expression, who incredibly stumbled upon one of these primitive construction sites before capturing about 8 minutes of footage with a drone. We'll refer to different parts of this footage throughout our video, but for now it can answer the question of how many people are really working on these sites. There's initially a clip where 8 different workers can be seen standing around a rectangular hole in the jungle, followed by another grainier clip from a far distance where somewhere between 7 and 10 people can be seen building a swimming pool. If they were honest about how many people were working on each project, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it should be noted that some of these videos specifically state in the description that I've been working hard with my 2 friends about 100 days to completely build, when in reality it's a whole team working for only 3 to 10 days depending on the project, as mentioned in the email response from the camera. So if they're being untruthful about the time period as well as how many people are working on each project, what else are they lying about? Well, how about the incredible fire pits that they seem to create effortlessly? Going back to the statement made to us by Primitive Technology, he seemed to imply that maybe the fire making in their videos was fake. It's hardly surprising that he brought this up, as when you compare his meticulous method of creating fire in the wild to the fire making of these Southeast Asian channels, as mentioned previously, it becomes comical. They slap a couple of rocks together before beginning an explosive fire on large logs with no kindling whatsoever. You'll want to state that if they fake simpler things, then they're most certainly faking more complicated ones, which turns out to be true, as when looking at another video by Primitive Technology Idea, it becomes obvious that not only are these guys faking simple things such as fire, these guys are also faking the most labor-intensive exercise of all, the digging process itself. This video with over 63 million views begins as most do. A shirtless guy draws a big circle and begins to out. Only in the next frame, suddenly there's spray paint on the ground that they forgot to rub out. Additionally, on the wall of the hole, these long smooth cuts can be seen, which is completely incomparable to the cuts being made by the stick. Well, there's a reason for this. Turns out spray paint marks weren't the only thing that they forgot to rub out, as in the minutes that follow, excavated tracks can be seen here, 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 and here. In a different video by the same channel, the same person can be seen working very hard digging out a similar hole, which to their credit contains no excavator tracks around it. One mistake they did make, however, was that they forgot to take the actual excavator out of the top right hand corner. According to the email sent to us by the cameraman on one of these channels, approximately 70% of the digging is completed by machinery, whilst 30% is completed by hand, given how much of the work lies in simply digging. But men still do plenty of digging, as you may guess in small underground spaces, it's impossible to fit a skid steer loader in the hole. Most of the actual construction is done by
I was shocked when I heard this too, though.
And they
I was like, wow, of course, dude.
Dirt is removed by skid steer loaders,
Poor people are up to it again,
skid steer loaders are used in the initial boring process.
Like the restoration channels and shit.
Doing superficial works on the hole. The video in which the excavator can be seen in plain sight then goes on to strangely display the collection of concrete from a river, which is the exact same clip reused from the previous video. Now, why would they reuse the same clip twice in 2 different videos? Well, it's because collecting concrete from a river is completely and utterly bogus. Concrete doesn't grow in a river, according to a civil engineer who commented on one of these videos. Earth cement. This is incredibly fake. Cement requires a precise combination of different raw materials and then receives considerable heat treatment in order to make the powder we all know and love / hate. What's even funnier is that every single one of these channels has their own unique method for creating natural concrete. This channel's concrete is simply a mix of water,
it's like, yeah, I do.
For 2 seconds doesn't create concrete.
I really do. I literally can't hear out of my left, dude.
Which is just dirt after the water dries. This other channel gets a little bit more creative with it by taking a chunk out of a termite nest, grinding it down into powder, mixing it with water, then concreting an entire pool with this small chunk of termite nest. Yet neither of these compare to the fakest channel of them all, Primitive Technology Live, which decides to just skip the concrete altogether and go with rocks and dirt. However, that's not the only suspicious thing about this shot. You'll notice when looking at the bamboo that each branch has a suspiciously clean cut on the end. Compare this to Primitive Technology, the legitimate channel from Australia, who in one video displays what the end of a log should actually look like, and you'll notice pretty quickly that these pieces of bamboo weren't naturally cut on site. These pieces of bamboo weren't either, which, as displayed in the video, were attached together then used to siphon water from a river to the pool. Only there was no river. Photo Expression found the exact site of this pool, then stated in his video that in reality, the closest water source was more than 6 kilometers away. Instead, he found a bunch of blue plastic piping attached to a tap in the ground. Going back to the email from the cameraman, the water water for their channel just comes in cubic containers that is transported there. A very funny part is any scene where you see them sourcing water from some magnificent waterfall or lake, they're actually going somewhere perhaps hundreds of kilometers away and pretending to take it back. The video in which Photo Expression had stumbled upon various completed primitive builds also showed that after these channels are finished building, the sites are simply left to rot. This video doesn't speak for every Southeast Asian primitive building channel, but in this particular case, rubbish was left everywhere, including, as you might guess, cement bags. The fact that the videos are fake isn't the most concerning, it's the destruction of the land that's concerning. Now, if this was public rainforest, you could probably consider this a pretty big deal, but according to the cameraman's email, at least on their channel, every build is done on privately owned land, which is leased for the purposes of the video. If this is the case, maybe Photo Expression is in the wrong for snooping around and filming on someone else's property. We're kidding, of course, but if the builds are being completed on privately owned land, it's a little narcissistic to comment on what they should and shouldn't do with it. Primitive Technology, the original legitimate Australian channel, put it best in his email to us when he said, "My advice to people who really want to know if the techniques on display are legitimate is to put them into practice and see. If you can follow the steps and get a similar result, then it's probably legit." He added that these corner-cutting channels are motivated by money and status alone, rather than a true interest in primitive technology, but wanting to stay out of internet drama will leave it up to the discerning viewer to decide what's real and what's not.
Okay.
I fucking low parried that, mate. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Plus this guy's an English accent, so you know he wouldn't lie. I fucking sidestep, but then I jab. My hurt box got bigger. Brutal. Like that, just like I just did. I got hit last time. Oh, I always think it's just gonna do the one kick. It always does the second one. Oh, what about the second death kiss though?
You lose. Get ready for the next battle.
That's how you make charcoal. Is that what he's doing? Oh, this is Primitive Technology's channel now. Okay.
Round
Yeah, this is legit.
fight. KO.
What?
Round 2. Fight.
Okay. Now?
It's over. KO. Round 3. Fight. KO. Round 4.
I'm gonna end this so I can
Fight.
help Brittany real quick. Just die.
KO.
Don't do it. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I'm coming. Perfect.
You win.
Right back, 1 sec. 1 sec.
No. Roasting the paper. Roasting it out. Set the program. Poppy, what are you into? Poppy! Oh, God, Rob! You left that brownie over here. Poppy got a brownie. Over there, I'll quiet. We're talking to us how long? Well, now we have to keep an eye on her. Yeah, like a whole brownie. Well, then take her to the doctor.
Bobby. A bad girl. My dog ate like a whole brownie, dude. Fuck. I gotta find out if my dog's gonna die. I'll be back.